submit my own letter to the judge. I stand by everything that I said. I knew that he beat Cassie Ventura fine in 2009. I know that she was dragged from the vehicle, okay? I know that I saw her 2 days later at the London hotel when me and one of his assistants brought her a bag, okay? This was a miscarriage of justice. And beyond any of this, I don't really have anything more to say, and I really don't know where to go from here. Just know that I am terrified and I am traumatized. And it's honestly
Diddy's former personal chef, who claims to have witnessed alleged Cassie abuse, wrote letter to judge asking for his bail to be denied. I fear for my safety. Hope he gets full 20 years. Swipe left to unlock.
As one of the actual minor victims to Sean Combs' physical assault while I was employed by him, as someone who was a witness to the abuse towards Cassie Ventura fine during my time of working for Sean Combs, I would just like to say that this is a grave miscarriage of justice. And I would like to also address that last year on March 20th, I was contacted by the federal government. They showed up at my door with badges. I refused to speak to them because I was terrified. So I was served with a grand jury subpoena that day before they left my home in Atlanta, Georgia. I confided in 3 different people about that visit from the feds. Terrified is actually an understatement. By April 11th of 2024, I was being contacted by Sean Combs' initial lawyer, Aaron Dyer. I have a voicemail that he left and text messages stating that Mr. Combs was aware of the visit from the government and that they would like to extend to cover my legal fees. These are facts. This, in my opinion, was witness tampering. I was supposed to testify this year on May 20th. I was in New York. It was announced. It was on CNN that I was supposed to be testifying, and I was pulled because I flipped out on the government. These are also facts. I want to be very clear. As a victim, as a former employee of Sean Combs, I do not feel safe. I am extremely traumatized. I do not know where to go from here. I did submit my own letter to the judge. I stand by everything that I said. I knew that he beat Cassie Ventura fine in 2009. I know that she was dragged from the vehicle, okay? I know that I saw her 2 days later at the London hotel when me and one of his assistants brought her a bag, okay? This was a miscarriage of justice. And beyond any of this, I don't really have anything more to say, and I really don't know where to go from here. Just know that I am terrified and I am traumatized. And it's honestly,
where do we, the victims and witnesses, go from here? Do you understand how terrifying it is to have the feds show up at your door? Do you know how terrifying it is to be served with a grand jury subpoena? Do you know how insanely terrifying it is to be contacted by the lawyers of the person at the center of the investigation, even before the feds schedule a meeting? How powerful is a person that can reach over the government? Dealing with witness tampering in real time is actually insane. I stand on everything that I have always said. Sean Combs assaulted me in 2008 in his New Jersey estate. This was addressed on the stand by David James. His assault against me has never been denied. I was told by his executives at the time that I would be blackballed if I told. I should have sued him then. I failed myself. When I found out about the 2009 beating of Cassie, my life was threatened, and I was told to keep my mouth shut. I believed that I would be unalived if I told about Cassie's abuse. I remained silent. I failed Cassie. The video you all saw of him beating her was from 2016. He spent years beating her. Multiple executives over the years that were in the same position as KK, who helped cover up the crimes over the years, are a huge part of this problem. Multiple executives over the years that were in the same position as KK, who helped cover up the crimes over the years, are a huge part of this problem. The music and entertainment business is dirty. Abuses of women, money, power, and drugs is normalized. Nothing about what happened throughout Sean Combs' reign was normal. Nothing that happened to any of us was okay. None of it was warranted. What if Puff was actually a good man? I hope he gets the full 20 years at the very least. But I'm not holding my breath. I'm not okay. I have not been okay. I do not feel safe. I do not know where to go from here. I stand with Cassie, as I always have. I do not understand the way this case was handled. We have all been put in danger for what? Aaron D. Opera 15, 2024 at 5:14 p.m. Dear Chef Jordan, this is Aaron Dyer. I'm Sean Combs' attorney. I left you a VM last week, but wanted to follow up. I had been told you had been contacted by law enforcement and might want an attorney to represent you. Let me know if you want to discuss or have us help with this. Feel free to call or text me anytime at your convenience. Aaron. Overlay text at bottom. Dealing with witness tampering was pretty terrifying. I must admit, I still have the voicemail too. United States District Court, Southern District of New York. 2. Jordan Chaton Atkinson. Greetings. We command you that all and singular business and excuses being laid aside, you appear and attend before the grand jury of the people of the United States for the Southern District of New York at the United States Courthouse, 40 Foley Square, New York, New York, in the Southern District of New York at the following date, time, and place. Appearance date, April 2nd, 2024. Appearance time, 9 a.m. To testify and give evidence in regard to an alleged violation of federal law, and not to depart the grand jury without leave thereof, or of the United States Attorney, and that you bring with you and produce at the above time and place the following: journals, notes, photographs, or other records and materials memorializing or related to your employment by Sean Combs, a.k.a. P. Diddy, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. Diddy. Failure to attend and produce any items hereby demanded will constitute contempt of court and will subject you to civil sanctions and criminal penalties, in addition to other penalties of the law. Dated, New York, New York, March 19, 2024. Signed, Damian Williams, Acting United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York. Signatures also include Emily A. Johnson, Mitzi Steiner, Madison Reddick Smyser, Assistant United States Attorneys. Case 123 CV 198, Document 1, filed 11-16-23, page 14 of 35. 66. In January 2009, after Mr. Combs learned that Ms. Ventura spoke to another music manager at a party in Los Angeles, he became enraged. She had hoped speaking to this manager would allow her to further grow her career and that Mr. Combs would be happy for her, but instead he became extremely angry and pulled her out of the club where the party was taking place. 67. In the car leaving the club, Mr. Combs beat Ms. Ventura, pushing her into a corner of the vehicle and stomping on her face. Mr. Combs' security staff, Roger Bonds, tried to stop the beating but was unable to de-escalate the situation. When the car arrived at Mr. Combs's residence, Ms. Ventura attempted to run away, but Mr. Combs followed her and proceeded to again kick her in the face. Ms. Ventura was bleeding profusely and was ushered into Mr. Combs' home, where she began to throw up from the violent assault. 68. Upon recognizing the damage he had done and the physical evidence of his abuse, Mr. Combs panicked and forced his staff to bring Ms. Ventura to a hotel suite at the London Hotel in Los Angeles, where she was required to stay for a week. 69. During this stay, as her injuries from the beating healed, Ms. Ventura began to fully realize that Mr. Combs's tremendously loyal network not only knew about and witnessed his assault, but also that these witnesses were not willing to do anything meaningful to stop Mr. Combs's behavior. She recognized that she was powerless and that reporting Mr. Combs to the authorities would not alter Mr. Combs's status or influence, but would merely give Mr. Combs another excuse to hurt her. July the 2nd, 2025. Dear Judge Supermanian, I am writing to express my grave concern over the prospect of Sean Combs being released from custody. While I appreciate the fairness you have shown throughout this proceeding, I feel compelled to be unequivocal about the danger he poses to the public and to the individuals who have risked everything by coming forward. Mr. Combs has a long, well-documented history of violent, coercive, and retaliatory behavior. Over the years, he has repeatedly escaped meaningful accountability, and each time this has only reinforced his sense of impunity. If he is released now, I have no doubt he will see it as yet another license to continue intimidating, threatening, and harming people who challenge or expose him. Many of us have firsthand knowledge of the fear he instills in those around him. I can say without hesitation that he is a serious and immediate threat to victims, witnesses, and the broader community. His pattern of violence, particularly while engaged in the trafficking of individuals for prostitution combined with unchecked substance abuse, makes it clear that he is not ready to re-enter society safely or responsibly. To release Mr. Combs without substantial consequence would undermine the integrity of this process and send a dangerous message that wealth and influence can shield someone indefinitely from accountability. It will also endanger those who cooperated with this investigation under subpoena who are already living in fear of retaliation. I urge you in the strongest possible terms to prioritize the safety of victims and witnesses over any consideration of leniency. Mr. Combs has had countless opportunities to change, and he has chosen instead to escalate his harmful conduct. Allowing him back into the community now would be a profound mistake. Thank you for your time and for your commitment to protecting the public from those who repeatedly demonstrate they are unwilling to respect the law. Respectfully, Deontay Nash, the Jourdain Chaton. Seeing a Cassie be re-victimized in the press, on the blogs, and through that disingenuous apology throughout the past year, over and over again, has been truly disgusting to see. I cannot in good conscience remain silent. He was physically abusing her for a long time. These are facts. To say that the video was edited, knowing there were worse beatings, is truly sick. It's unconscionable. I have shown Cassie support privately, on my stories, and in other ways. Today I felt it long overdue to show my support on my main page, as publicly as I can. I'm using my platform to stand up for her. I stand with Cassie and all domestic violence victims, survivors, and those no longer with us. Enough is enough. November 20th, 2024. The Jourdain Chaton. Trigger warnings of violence. The fall of Diddy. I know that it takes a lot of courage to speak your truth. I got passion. Especially about something so personal and brutal in nature. I want you to know that I'm standing right beside you. Don't allow outside noise to fill your mind. Continue to protect your peace as you always have. It's sad, sick, and unfortunate that we live in a culture and society that would rather drag victims down while holding predators up. I'm sorry that you were violated in such a degrading and sexually violent way. No one deserves SA, especially at the hands of their significant other. Let me be clear when I say I believe you. Having known you for over 10 years now, you've always been sweet, kind, and trustworthy. I know this was hard for you to make public because you are an extremely private person. I hope on the other end of all of this, not only do you find peace, but also freedom. Freedom in your mind and freedom in your spirit. I commend your strength to stand up against a giant. He doesn't have the power that he thinks he does. And there is power in numbers. The power is yours. Don't ever forget that. I know that it's hard for some to believe, especially the fans and onlookers, those who have never been up close and personal with SC. Even those that know him may not have seen this side of him. He is a master at showing what he wants, when he wants, how he wants. I have seen him in bouts of drug-fueled rages, and I was at the other end of his physical, mental, and emotional abuse. A man can be many things, both good and bad, and all be true. Humans are multifaceted, leaving behind a trail of countless other victims. So many of us endured in silence and went through our own issues behind keeping these secrets. Long gone are the days of being silent victims. Make no mistake, there is a web of enablers that know this side of him. So many people that assisted him in predatory behavior, from HR departments to personal staff to his friends and due men. The days of protecting and enabling a monster are now coming to light. May you all be held accountable. I firmly stand with you, Cat and all SA and DV victims, survivors, and those no longer with us. January 28th, at the Jourdain Chaton. I keep looking for the words. Lady KP, aka Bonnie, rest in peace is something I would have never imagined saying in relation to you. My whole heart breaks for you, Puff, Quincy, Christian, Jesse, Delilah, Justin, Chance, Grandpa Jake, Cheryl, LaWanda, and everyone else that held you close. My heart breaks for your children. I know this isn't the way you even imagined it. Who could have imagined it? But how do any of us imagine the end? You welcomed me with open arms and still showed me immense love to this day. You were one of the first people to reach out to me when my mom passed, just to let me know you were there. You held me down in many situations, and I'm just so sorry. Sweet, kind, funny, thoughtful, caring, vibrant, and a real G, the definition of a rider for everyone you loved, and most importantly, a devoted mother. You were a rare being. The world lost some of its magic today. Forever, my lady. Forever a muse. I love you, Lady KP, and for many things will never be the same. November 15th, 2018.
Today's a great victory. It's a great victory for Sean Combs. It's a great victory for the jury system. You saw that the Southern District of New York prosecutors came at him with all that they had. They're not stopping, but one thing stands between all of us and a prison, and that is a jury of 12 citizens. And we had a wonderful jury. They listened to every word, and they got the situation right, or certainly right enough. They acquitted him of the sex trafficking, which he was absolutely innocent of. They acquitted him of the racketeering conspiracy that he was absolutely innocent of, and all of the components to it. The kidnapping, he was innocent of that. The arson, he was innocent of that. The obstructing justice, he was innocent of that. And that is no longer just me saying that. That is the verdict